Good morning, boys and girls, and what a glorious morning it is. Eze to Arsenal. Here we go. Done deal. Can you believe it? I had put the biggest fat black line through this deal. In my mind, Eze was going to Tottenham, Arsenal weren't making any more signings, and we were looking at another season where we hadn't done enough and we were going to finish second or third or fourth. And that's just how it was. So to wake up this morning and see that Eze is on his way to Arsenal has to be one of the most beautiful, beautiful stories that I've come across in recent times. This is literally our Sol Campbell 2.0 moment, and it just feels so sweet. The reason it's taken me so long to make this video this morning is because I've just been bathing in the glory of content creation. I've been watching Arsenal fans just sing with joy about the news. I've been watching Tottenham content creators absolutely explode with anger. And I've also watched rival fans talk with jealousy and a level of fear around just how big of a signing this is for Arsenal. And that's when you know you've got a big one. When the rivals fans start speaking the way they're speaking at the moment about this as a deal, you know. So look, before I go into the positives of it all, I do just want to bring up two somewhat negatives, which is that the only reason this signing has happened is because Havertz has gone down with an injury. So I'm not going to sit here and praise the ownership group, the board, Berta, Arteta, because in my opinion, this should have been one of the first signings we made this window with or without an injury. So I'll just leave that there. The second point is I do still think we need another player. And I know you're probably sitting here going, you're ridiculous, you're crazy, you're greedy. But if Havertz is out for a long time, I don't think Marino as the backup 9 is the option. And so I would still like to see us get a Rodrigo and or a genuine out-and-out striker type profile to come into the team. But again, I'm going to park them. It's for another day. This is about Eze to Arsenal and how huge it is. This Arsenal team has needed creativity. It's needed a magician for a very, very long time. And we finally have him, people. We finally have our magician. Not only is Eze a magician, but he's a magician that can play different roles in this team. So in my mind, without question, where he comes straight into this team is on that left wing, because he is levels to Martinelli and Trossard, levels, even in that left wing position, which I know is not his natural position. So he immediately comes in there and improves us out of sight. But on top of that, if Odegaard continues to kind of stay in this creative funk that he's been in for some time now, Eze just slots into that 10. Odegaard can take a break. Eze slots into the 10 and we're golden. He can also go into that left 8. So I think Rice has done an okay job in that left 8 role, but I do think that Rice's real position is that 6 role. So what that means is that against the lesser teams who like to play this kind of dreary low block that we have struggled against for years, instead of putting Rice in that 8 and asking him to be that kind of creative, killable finding type player, we can go into a game like that with Rice and or Zubimendi at 6, and then we can have Eze in the 8 and Odegaard in the 10, or Eze in the 10 and Odegaard in the 8, which means all of a sudden we're playing these teams who are setting up in this low block with two creative magicians who have that killer ball in them. And it immediately allows us to be in a better place to kind of counter that low block. So it's such a fantastic signing from so many different angles. And most importantly, he just makes us a better team. He makes us a better team. End of. And it's so refreshing to see that we've signed a player who is going to, without question, improve the starting 11. Not just be a squad player or play a role. He immediately improves this 11. So we now have Zubimendi, Eze, and Gyökeres, 3 players who immediately improve the first 11, who push us closer to winning this Premier League, who push us closer to winning a major like a Champions League. And I'm delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. And as I said, seeing the rival fans talk about this one this morning on YouTube makes me realize how big of a signing this is and how much of a needle mover it is, because I'm watching Spurs fans, I'm watching Chelsea fans, I'm watching Man City fans talk about this move with a real level of, yeah, this changes things. This makes Arsenal a different beast. And that's what you want. So look, am I sitting here saying that Eze wins us the Premier League alone? No, I'm not saying that. Because as I said, I do still think we're a player or two short. But my word, does he get me back into a place where I'm like, let's go. Let's do this. Let's see where this takes us. So I think it's a fantastic signing. I'm over the moon. I am over the moon with this one. I hope the Arsenal social media have an absolute field day with this one. There's so many stories here. The fact that he was part of the academy and we said he wasn't good enough and he went off and found his way through other teams, and he's now coming back to kind of to prove himself and take on that 10 role and lead us to a Premier League title. The fact that he's bunned Spurs for us at the last minute. There's so many ways that our social media team can play this. So I hope they have an absolute field day with it. I pray that he gets through this Conference League qualifier match with Crystal Palace tonight unscathed, and then roll on Liverpool. Roll on Liverpool with a front line of Saka on the right, Gyökeres up front, and Eze on the left wing. Let's go. What a day.